Hey, good morning everyone, Trackman44 here. Hey, you know, everything's not always fun and games. I can't do everything just for myself out here, you know what I mean? Occasionally I gotta stop and do something for the missus. I remodeled a room last year and moved a laundry area to the upstairs, but I never had the opportunity to make a threshold where we go from a hardwood floor into that whatever that composite material floor we put in there, that micro groove snap together material. But I got to make a threshold because she says she gets her sock stuck on it every now and then when she's walking over it. That's my fault. Should have been done a year ago. So I just went out to the lumber shed and grabbed a piece of old oak. Now this is some oak. You can see it's milled with a circle mill because you can see the telltale circular signs on it. I'm going to go ahead and cut us about 32, 34 inches off of this guy right here, and we'll go ahead about the business of making her a threshold out of oak. So it'll probably not match perfectly, but doesn't really matter because the floor that is going to has like 5 or 6 different kinds of material in it, multiple kinds of oak and walnut, some hickory and other things like that. So it ought to work out halfway decent. What I would normally do, I'd normally get out one of the small planers and I would go ahead and set me a shim, clamp a shim down at the angle that I needed to plane the top of this off to where I could get my threshold at an angle here and then infrared it and then plane the other end down with it running across that shim. But this time I think I'm just going to set the angle of the blade and make multiple passes on this and kind of sneak up on it and then sand it down. This is just going into a laundry room. I want it to look good though. Tell you what, it doesn't take long to remember what you forgot. This would be much better. You got the idea. Make a couple more passes, thin this down, and then we'll take the top off of this guy here. We have a nice little rounded threshold that's got to get much thinner. So I'm going to go ahead and make a couple of more passes. Okay, after the final passes on the table saw, this is what I ended up with. So if you notice right now, I just got to go ahead and flatten the top of this guy off and go ahead and sand the burn marks out of the top of this. I've got one knot to contend with, but that's not a big deal. I think it's going to look okay. And of course, I got to touch the back of it just a little bit. So we'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to the belt sanders. Well, I'm back for the belt sander. It's not looking too awful bad. I even hit the back side a little bit. The back side we don't really care about. But now we're going to go with this guy here. I have to look at it a little bit closer now. Maybe get a finer grit sandpaper. Okay guys, a little bit of a rant here. You know, I like to buy pretty good tools. This is a Bosch 50th anniversary. This is an excellent jigsaw. Best one I've ever had, actually. But I do not understand the need for electronics in any of these woodworking tools or tools that are subjected to rain and nasty environments like tools usually are. When you need this thing the most is a variable speed. Guess what? Variable speed no longer works. It's wide open. Pull the trigger. It doesn't matter what you do. It's wide open. The variable speed is completely gone on this thing right here. And it just irritates the devil out of me. That's one of the coolest things about this thing is how well it worked. Until it didn't. So there's our notches for our jam. And there's the other jam. Got one little knot here. I might put some resin in, may not, depending on what it's going to look like when I put a little finish on it. But there it is, man. From sawmill lumber to a threshold, ready to be finished. So now all I got to do is run up to the house and see if my measurements held true and see if it'll fit in there. If it's a little snug, hopefully it'll be snug. I can just trim it out a little bit with a file. But if it's too big, well, you know, it's just going to be too big. Hopefully we got pretty good measurements.
And what I'm filming here is I had mentioned to my sweet, very adoring husband that, I know, don't get too carried away with those things, that I really would like a threshold here. And so he's making a threshold where one floor, wooden floorboards meet.
Yeah, this is just on a side note. This is our homemade flooring
off
of sawmill lumber from out on the farm. And then this is a composite micro groove lock board here.
Right, and I chose to put that in this room because my washer and dryer are in here. And the chance of water damage or also I've got it's a storage, it's a butler's pantry. I keep waiting for the butler to show up, but so far no.
I'm gonna not drive this all the way down because it is exceptionally tight. It's really snug.
Are you gonna have to snug
and
it?
so I'm gonna pull it back up and
trim
I'm
it?
gonna finish it. No, I'm not gonna trim
Oh,
it. This
okay.
is really nice and tight.
All right.
But I'll finish it before we put it down. Then it'll be down one time with just a few finish nails or whatever. But go ahead, finish talking.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Just that this is my laundry room. He moved the laundry room up from downstairs to the upstairs. We were lucky enough to have a larger. It was supposed to be a home office, and it became a home trash collector of odds and ends. And so I cleaned that out over a period of time. And then he built shelves for me, and I have my canned goods and my washer and dryer, and just a really nice area that's upstairs that I don't have to go downstairs to do my laundry or to find.
Or do my laundry.
You have to do your laundry too. He's offered to do his own laundry, but the last time he did it, his t-shirts turned pink. Because,
so did my underwear.
Well, yeah, because you put it in there with a shop towel.
Oh well.
Anyway, I think he did it on purpose because he really didn't want to do laundry. So but I don't mind doing laundry. It's kind of, something that is finished when you're finished with it, not like housework, which takes forever. And
Like dishes, we just get them dirty again.
I don't mind the dishes. Anyway, rattling on here. He's going to pull this up and finish it. Are you going to stain it so that it matches one of these colors, or does it matter?
I don't think it's just going to be natural.
Okay.
I might have a light tan that may just a little bit of an oaky color.
I have some that I use for my baskets that'll probably work. Yeah.
I might try that, and then I got spray polyurethane. I'll just go ahead and finish it with.
Yay!
But yeah, it's going to work out halfway decently.
Yeah, very nice. I'm
and
very
it's
excited.
a little snug. I might slide just a little bit, just sand a little bit.
It can be a little loose. It don't have to be one of those real squeaky finishes.
Yeah, I know. I got a couple of bad cuts. Don't show that. I got a couple of bad cuts right there.
This is hard. We did all this ourselves. I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah, well, we're too tight to pay money.
That's my color of my wall. I love this blue. Okay, well, I just thought I'd tell them.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
there you go.
Is it still recording?
Yeah, it's still recording.
Okay. See, I edited all this stuff out.
Okay.
Well, anyway, guys, hey, that's about all there is to this one here. I got the missus to kind of give it a little bit of approval, before I went too far and install it and have to go and take it back out, because you want to know something, I've had to do that before. I didn't really appreciate that a whole lot, you know what I mean? So this way here, I know it's going to work just fine. I've got to trim that down just a little bit and put the spray on polyurethane, and we just come right back up, pop it in place, and it should be good to go. And I think the missus is happy. I think she's going to cook me some supper tonight. You are, aren't you, babe?
No, I've already cooked your 2 meals a day. That's all you get.
Okay, well,
You can have a snack.
okay, great.
Maybe some ice cream.
I'll take some ice cream.
When do I get the butler?
You don't get no butler.
All right.
Just call me James and it'll be all right.
James Butler?
Well, ain't James always
Jeeves.
Oh, Jeeves. Yeah, Jeeves.
Yeah.
Well, my hearing,
Okay.
Okay, enough of this.
All
Guys,
right.
this is Trackman 44 and the missus. Say you're out of here.
Wait, but I was going to ask you, are you going to do a video of getting the raccoon out of your daughter's attic?
Well, if I have to get the raccoon out of my daughter's attic, yes, we'll do a video on it.
Okay. You won't hurt the raccoon?
When I hurt the raccoon, I'll make a pet out of it and bring it
No,
home.
no, no. I don't want it as a pet, but I don't want you to hurt it.
I'm not going to hurt the raccoon.
Okay. All right. All right. You want to do that again?
Do what again?
The 44, I'm out of here thing.
No, you haven't said you're going to. Okay, this is Trackman 44 and the missus and...
I'm out of here too.